Hello, welcome back to my channel and thank you for watching. I'm Shaun from Zarz collectibles and comics, just doing my normal Thursday night stream. Uh, Tonight, just be going through my last weekly pull list order from Big City Comics, along with my free comic book day books that I picked up. There wasn't much that I got this year, and I will be showing some other books from sets that I was able to complete in the past couple of weeks, and show a book that was gifted to me from a friend, which I will show a bit later on. Alright, so we will start off with my final pickup from Big City Comics. So, as most of you will know, and from anyone who watches Simple Simon and all the other Aussie YouTubers sites may know that Mark from Big City has decided to stop doing floppies and weekly books and just focus on special order trades and doing shows and all that other good stuff. So it was bittersweet, sort of picking up my last weekly pull list from him, and then forced me to make a decision on what the future of my weekly pull list is going to be. So we'll start off with, obviously, common book in my weekly pull list. We got All In Nightwing 125, Public Enemy #1. We have X-Men 14. Pretty cool cover. And I like how Eminem's going all out on the back of pretty much every book. So we have X-Men 15. And then we have The Uncanny X-Men 13. We have Titans 27. And it says he's back. So I'm assuming they're talking about Deathstroke. Obviously, with Deathstroke written on the grave. We have Green Arrow 23. And it was a small pickup for me, considering that it hadn't been as long as the normal for me to go in and pick up my books. So obviously we have the preview books, DC, Marvel. So that's your DC book compared, that's your Marvel book compared to your DC book. You can see the big difference with the amount of random books that are coming out from Marvel at the moment. It's really crazy. So, and this is my free comic book day pickups. There wasn't a lot of books that I decided to get this year, and as always, Mark tends to have some other goodies hanging around from previous years or from other days like Superman Day and Batman Day and all sorts of other things. So there's some older stuff and newer stuff. So we have the Energon Universe #1, and then we have last year's Energon Universe #1. So I know that from some of the other YouTubers that they were commenting on that this book was resetting of the universe because of bringing all the characters, the G.I. Joe characters, Transformer characters, all in and starting fresh. So pick that up. As far as I know, this is 2025 special edition. So Superman, and then on the back we have All In 2025 special edition #1 Absolute Universe. So I'm assuming, yeah, it's two little comics in one. We have The Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe. So always seems to be some pretty cool Spider-Man covers in the free comic book day bunch that they normally do. We have Fantastic Four giant size X-Men. So from the research I've done, this is a first appearance book. So I'm not sure which book it is, but I know one of the books is first appearance of Dead and Wolverpool. So mash up characters of Deadpool and Wolverine. So we have Marvel Voices featuring all new Ironheart story. And if I'm right, this book is the first appearance of a new Ghost Rider character. And as I said, some older books. I'm pretty sure this was a 2024 Absolute Power special edition, free comic book day. I wasn't sure if I had it or not, so I picked up another copy. So it's not very hard, but some of the titles that get released for free comic book days in America don't make it to Australia for whatever restrictions there is and reasoning. So we get a lot less titles than the Americans do, and there just wasn't as many worthwhile titles to even bother picking up this year. So it was only a small pickup for free comic book day. So but in that pickup was Mark's final day for me picking up my weekly pull list, and as I said, it forced me to make a decision on what I'm going to do with my pull list. I haven't really been reading lately to justify continuing getting my pull list to the extreme that I was. So I'm thinking with the stopping of Big City getting weekly pull books that I might just focus on vintage books and Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age books more than buying new books just to leave them sit there. So unless I really see uh, a book in the brochure that takes my fancy that I will go out of my way to try and get, then I think I'll just make my way to comic book shops and have a look through what's on the shelves, have a look through what old stock they have, and pick up my books that way. So I think I'll be staying away from a weekly pull list. Um, in that last day, I met a friend and fellow enthusiast of our world, and he had watched my video from a few weeks ago and seen that I was starting to do the Justice League run, and he messaged me on Instagram to see if I would be interested in a book, and he wanted to know if I wanted this. So this is a comes with a COA certificate. Let's see if it'll authenticity. So this is a this is an authentic reprint of Brave and the Bold 28 featuring the first appearance of Justice League. This special edition reprint is exclusive to Loot Crate. So it's a Loot Crate exclusive reprint of Brave and the Bold 28. So we will open it up because God only knows when I get my hands on an actual copy of this book to actually be able to go through it and see it for myself. So just better view the certificate. Iconic cover. Back cover. So I don't know if the book was actually in color or they reprinted it in color instead of being black and white back in that era of time. I would assume it was black and white. I think they just prettied it up by chucking in some color. But very, very different than it's very hard. I don't even know if I could say very different than what I was expecting because I really don't know what I was expecting. But it'll be interesting to read the first appearance of Justice League, see what it really is all about. So, okay. I had two runs that I recently finished up because I got the final books I was chasing, and it's been a while trying to get these runs complete, but let's go through. So one of the runs I've been doing for a while, so I started collecting this run nearly 7 years ago, and it's taken me that long to find all of the books. It's only a short run, it's a 15 book run, but finding them at decent grade and decent price, it's been difficult. But we have the first Black Panther run, like I said, 15 book run. Stand book 15. Book 14. So there's a lot of crossover with the Avengers and some of the other Marvel characters in these runs. We got book 13 and some pretty cool, unique covers. We have Number 12. Okay, so for about the last, I think, 18 months, I've been chasing this one book, number 11. Um, it's a book I found, but I've never found it reasonably priced or in decent condition. So you can see this book is in really good condition, and I got a great deal on it. So I picked it up to finish the run. And we have number 10. So now that I have actually finished the run, I will get to reading this run from start to finish. So I have no excuses of having to stop or why I can't read it. So the Black Musketeers seems like an interesting. Okay. Then we have number 8. I'm pretty sure these are Kirby covers. I know the first few are. I'm not sure if he stayed on all the way through, but I'm pretty sure he did. I have number 7. So number 6. We have number 5. I know there is some minor key element to some of these books. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but we'll find out once I start getting through and reading them. Number 4. Number 3. We have number 2. Okay. Now, as I said before, it's been 7 years since I started this collection, and one of the first bunch of books I had when I started collecting, the number 1 was part of those books, and I decided to get it slabbed. It's in a Halo slab. So we have Black Panther, number 1, in a 7.5 Halo slab. So this is one of the books I was contemplating getting signed by Stan Lee the first time I met him, and the only time I met him, when I was getting a whole bunch of books signed. And I decided not to, but I decided to still get it slabbed just to keep it safe. So we have that. Now, this next set of books, in my stream a few weeks ago, I made this mistake of saying that I had completed the run. When going back and looking for them to show, I realized that I have finished printings 1 to 7, not 1 to 9, which is all the printings. So I am going back and looking for 8 and 9, hopefully to get all the original printings done. But we have the first main ones. So we have Batman Killing Joke, and this is printing 7. Then we have 6th printing. Now, I don't know what that looks like to use, but I will show you compared to other printings to see how hard it is to actually tell the difference. But that's printing 6. Then we have blue, which is printing 5. The last one I picked up, which I thought was ending the run, we have the 4th printing. Then we have the 3rd printing. We have the pink, which is the 2nd printing. And obviously the one that started the obsession, we have the green, which is the 1st printing. Now, I can understand green, pink, then you go to yellow and orange, then blue is completely different, then you go to another pink and another yellow. So I don't know if it's just me. I know there is a slight difference, but okay, the orange to the yellow. Okay, when you're looking at them flat, it's a bit deceiving on telling the difference between them. So I have 1 to 7 of them so far, and hopefully I can find the 8th and 9th printings of these, and then I'll have obviously all the original printings of it, and then we'll see if I decide to follow through with the latest versions of the book that have been coming out recently, with Harley Quinn's version of the cover and the Mexican foil print and all of those. But I think that'll be a future hunting decision. Okay. Just so the stream isn't too short, there has been some trailers that have been dropping recently. The two main ones that stick out are Marvel's Ironheart. Now, I don't really know much about the character, and the only real stuff I do know is what I've seen in Black Panther 2. So she seems like a very interesting character, and the suit they've made for her in her own TV series, because that preview just dropped, looks really cool. And it's give me 1 second. We got someone in the background. How you going, buddy?
Hello. I'm here for a short time, not a lot. Wait, what did I say?
Yeah,
A good time, not a long
time.
time. Yeah, sorry. My stream went longer than I thought.
No, good. We weren't streaming with Mark, were you?
No, I was doing a beer stream with a friend of mine who does Twitch stuff. So
Okay.
I streamed to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time for the first time.
Okay. That worked good.
Yes, but moving forward, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to move to Twitch just for that stream with him.
Okay.
But it was cool because
Awesome.
there was a lot of people from his Twitch community that jumped in and watched the whole thing. So that was cool.
That's good.
Hmm.
And what's his Twitch community?
He just does gaming, so he just plays like he normally plays horror games and stuff. But he's like
Okay.
he's funny. He's a funny dude. What are we showing, mate?
I've showed everything now. You caught on the tail end. I've been going for 26 minutes. So I
What's that
showed
Muhammad? What's that
what?
Muhammad Ali thing? What's that Muhammad Ali thing you got at the back?
It is a just like a tribute thing. So there's a picture of him standing over Joe Fraser. There's one with him with the Beatles when he was in London, and there's another one of him fighting the other big guy that he fought.
Sonny Liston.
Yes, and then I have so I have a few Harley things. I have
Oh yeah.
the
Wait,
greatest.
isn't there an updated version of that where like there's other people on there, like Tiger
Uh,
and shit?
Maybe, I'm not sure. Not something that I really cared for. That was a gift, and I like Jordan, like Ali. Don't really care about the rest. So, but I did show my last pickups from Mark from Free Comic Book Day and my weekly pull list, and
Have you still
decided,
got Have you
yep,
still got a pile there?
no,
Oh, you cleared it all up.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. So I
I'm
had,
gonna stretch out my pile as long as I can so I can keep going.
I had like I think 6 or 8 books because I picked up just before I went to C2E2. So there was only really the 2 weeks worth of books. So there wasn't much at all. And I'm not bothering doing a pull list anywhere else. So I'm cutting the titles where they are.
Really? You done with new releases?
Yeah. If I
I
go,
I pretty
go.
much am too. I am like yeah. It was a good way to get me out, but there's still some titles to get. But I'm getting to that point. Like I think for the April, I've still got to get Sarah to order them for me. Actually, I think there was only 5 books in the whole month of April previews that I wanted.
No, I will look through the preview books. And when I actually have a chance to go down to a shop, I'll have a look. If there's anything that I think's worth grabbing, I'll grab. But yeah, not going to the extreme of having to go because I don't think I'm gonna get the leniency like Mark gave me anywhere else, and it's not easy to get to the other shops like it was getting to Mark. So
Jar Jars, mate.
yeah, but he doesn't do weekly, like he doesn't do a pull, as far as I know. So
Just do comic bookaroo, mate. They're cheap as, and just get them shipped to you.
yeah, we'll see. If I feel like it's something that I really need or want, then I'll just go down to oh, what's it called now? The one in Avondale Heights, or Airport West, wherever it is, Collector's Edge, and
Oh,
pick
the
up
old
my book.
stomping grounds.
Yeah. And then I showed off 2 runs that I finished. So I finished my Black Panther run, my original Black Panther run. So I showed that, and something that you'll like, I showed my 7 printings of the
Oh,
Killing Joke.
where'd you grab those from?
I've been collecting them slowly, slowly. So 1,
I've got
2,
that one.
3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I thought I had all of them but there's an 8 and a 9 from the original run that I still have to find. And then I'll see if I'm going to do the Harley Quinn version and the Mexican foil reprint and all of that stuff. But tell me, did you see the new trailers that dropped?
No, it was a Superman.
And Ironheart?
No, I didn't watch either of them.
You didn't watch either of them, and you're a
No,
YouTuber.
what's the big deal about the Superman one? People are going on about.
I've only seen the trailer, so I don't know what people are going on about, but I think it looks really interesting. They've they've done things a lot different than I think they've done in any of the other Superman movies and stuff. So, like, none of the characters are big A-list people. Not Superman, not his parents, not Lois Lane, even Nick Holt. Like, Lex Luthor's a big actor, but he's not like what you call superstar A-lister like they've done before. So the movie seems very grounded, like just going to be more about Superman and the characters than it is going to be about the people playing the characters. And just interesting, they're going on the whole concept of, is he a hero or is he a villain or is he like an anti-hero? Like the whole preview this time was Lois Lane interviewing him, and she's asking questions and he's trying to answer them, and he's getting upset because she's saying, "Oh, people think you're this," or "Why would you do this?" And he's trying to answer as a normal person and then as Superman at the same time. So it looks cool. It looks different. Just hopefully people give it the chance that it deserves.
I don't care much for Superman, but I thought the teaser trailer was pretty good, so I'm actually kind of excited for it.
I am. Like, this trailer has made me more excited for it than I originally was. And it's made me more excited for it than I am for Fantastic Four.
What about the Ironheart trailer?
As I was saying before you jumped on, I really do not know much about the character besides what I've heard from Black Panther's movie. It seems like they're making her to be the next Iron Man sort of character.
Well, isn't
So,
she
like,
kind of like Iron Man?
she is, but even just like the way she gets into the suit, like she's running on the street and then the suit comes up from behind her and then she's in the suit. They're doing the same sort of things they did with Tony Stark's Iron Man in getting into his suit. There was a whole bunch of characters in the previews that I have no clue who they are, like other heroes and villains and stuff. So it looks interesting enough. I think the path that Marvel TV shows are taking now is a little bit different than where they were a few years ago. So, and it's only from what I read, if it's true, dropping 3 episodes when it drops, and then there's only another 3 episodes after that. So it's only going
Oh,
to
it's
be
a
a
show,
short.
is it? It's a show. It's not
Yeah,
a movie. Oh,
no,
okay. I have no interest then.
you have no interest. Why not?
I don't know, man. I'm done with Marvel. I mean, look, to be honest, Thunderbolts looks all right. I've
I
heard mixed
watched
things.
it.
Did you?
Um, I honestly don't see why everyone's is giving it the raps they're giving it.
Well, that's look. In the beginning, I think a lot of people said how much they loved it. The longer it's been out, the more people coming out saying no. So
No, I think it's a great movie. Like, it's a well done movie. it's not as bad as some of the other movies Marvel were dropping before. But I don't think it's the savior of Marvel at the moment. It's a step in the right direction. They're introducing thing. They introducing Sentry, I think was a is a long game thing, but they introduced him with the wrong characters. So, and there's just little things that happen that make you think, well, made me think, like it just doesn't make sense. I know all Marvel movies don't really make sense, but just the things that happen and when you're looking at them just seemed weird to me. So, because the way they make out Sentry, he's like Superman level character, and then he's fighting against a bunch of rejects, and nobody rejects, not even like they're super powered and just stupid. They're just normal people. So when you watch it, you'll see. I'm sure you'll have an opinion on it.
If I watch it.
Oh well, I still haven't watched Captain America. I'm waiting for it to drop on Disney Plus.
Me neither. As in, oh wait, the latest one. I haven't watched the original Captain America. How about that?
Yeah, but that doesn't count. You're just way behind.
I went through like the Marvel movie, but the thing is, when I first got into comic books, I went through and watched most of them. But people were telling me like, "Oh, you don't have to watch this one." They were just telling me to watch the important ones. What's
He
up,
was
Gray?
the He's the only person that was free. Gray, I'm sorry.
I ran out of beers though. Oh, I've still got one beer, but how about that beer stream, Gray Man? Huh? Gray Man tuned in on Twitch, and then
He
he
did.
left and came back later on YouTube. Amazing.
Yeah, see,
Who's my
one of your
multiverse?
greatest supporters.
He's one of my oldest for sure. I mean, not in age. I mean, like length.
Yeah, you mean in age too. Don't
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
So, but
All right, I probably got to jump off soon because I think Sarah's gonna. I'm gonna get Sarah to order my books before she goes to bed tonight.
no,
5 books. One of them has boobies on the cover. I'm not sure if she's gonna like that, but I have to get it. It's like it's the best. It's the best cover out of the. Instead of ordering cover A and another one, I may as well just order a better cover, right?
yeah, what book is it?
It's not my fault there was boobs on. I didn't ask there to be boobs on. There just happens to be that's the only artist that I like out of all these covers, and she just happened to make it a nudie cover.
And
Um,
what book
I
is it?
can't remember the name of the book, but it's like Image are doing a book that's Gun Honey.
Yeah.
Image are doing something that's very similar. So it seems like it's some action-packed chick shoot 'em up, but she seems to be naked all the time. I think that's the vibe it's giving. It's meant to be like Image's version of Gun Honey. So I'm gonna guess it's probably more well written. So that's why I want to get the first issue. And Maria Lovett's the only artist that's good that's doing a cover, and just so happens that hers has boobies.
Okay. Yeah, you sure it's not the boobies that are making you get the cover?
No, because you can't even see them in the preview. I was like, well, if I'm going to buy this book, I may as well just buy the cover I like rather than doing what I traditionally do and buy the cover A and then covers that I like on top of that. Just buy the one cover.
Okay.
We'll see
We'll
if
see
this
how
really
long that lasts.
well, only 5 books for a month is pretty good, man. Like
5 books for a month.
for an entire month, 5 books is pretty good.
Great. They couldn't afford it. Was either good writing or good costume.
Oh, good
So
art. Is it a good writing or good art?
yeah, they chose the good writing. Hopefully, it drags people in, and then they'll start covering up the boobies.
Yeah.
So,
All right. You have fun.
I will try. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Bye, Grey Man. Have a great, amazing day. Speak to you soon, mate.
Take care, dude. Okay, so going back to originally what I was saying, watching the Ironheart trailer for the new TV series. I don't overly know a lot about the character, but the concept of her being super smart, uh, able to build things, and then giving her the possibility of building them the way they do just opens for a cool storyline I can see. But I just wonder if they're gonna do her different than what they did with Tony Stark's Iron Man, or if they're gonna stay along the same path and just try to get her to be the replacement of Tony Stark. But there's a whole bunch of other heroes slash villains because it seems like some of them turn from the preview that I don't really know who are. So hopefully they do a good job of introducing these characters and we get to know some new people. And then there is the Superman trailer that you may have heard me talking with Simon about. Um, it is a very, very different take on Superman. Now, I openly admit I'm not a big Superman fan, and I haven't really seen all the Superman movies. He's just never a character that's grabbed my attention. Oh, good guy. I'll have it again for you. Um, so I said he's not really a character that grabs my attention much. So after watching this preview and seeing the direction James Gunn is going with the character, it's becoming very interesting to me. I like the fact that they haven't picked big, big, big named actors to play these characters. So when you're looking at them, you're not instantly thinking, "Oh, that's this person, that's that person, or this or that." All the characters just seem very low key, grounded characters. Um, the look on Superman looks looks very natural to me. Like he looks like that innocent person that when you're looking at him that you could see that he's Clark Kent and not just Superman. Where like with Henry Cavill, I think Henry Cavill had the look that made Superman perfectly, but when you look at him as Clark Kent, he just seemed like he wasn't uh, a character believable as Clark Kent. How you going, madam? How's things? Um, so yeah, I like the idea that he's not a really known. Yeah, Henry Cavill is Superman, but I don't think he was believable as much as Clark Kent. Like when you just see the sheer size of him and stuff, you're not gonna think to yourself that Clark Kent is a weakling and a person that you can take advantage of and overpower. So this new guy just as Clark Kent looks dorky and looks like an average person. So I find that interesting. Um, that is true. I know it's not his fault, but it's just a preference thing, and the they've shown that obviously Lois Lane knows that Clark Kent is Superman, which is also I know something that happens in the books, and then I know there's some stories where she doesn't know and she doesn't find out for a long time. The only thing I can sort of throws me a little bit is they're introducing a lot straight off. Uh, yeah, they probably should have. The Henry Cavill's Superman was going down a very different path. Was more dark and brooding and like full on Superman. Whereas I think they're trying to make this one a little bit more chilled, which hopefully comes through and hopefully there's a good story and the movie does well. Yeah, you could say he was more gritty. It's just like I think the other thing with Henry Cavill is he's played so many of those like big big strong characters. So it's hard to just see him as a normal person. Like when you see him, he's played The Witcher, he's played the FBI agent in Mission Impossible, Superman. It's just makes it a bit interesting. If you're talking about the new guy, yeah, I think he seems a little bit more realistic as Superman. Well, not as Superman, as Clark Kent. As Superman, I think eventually they'll get him to do the transition of being like solid to say more, yeah, more dorky. That's exactly right. But I think as Superman, if they do continue with the story and keep him going, that you'll find that he'll become more chiseled and more ripped as the movies go on and as the longer he stays as Superman. So that's just my opinion on what I think they might do. As I was saying, it's interesting that Lois Lane knows that Clark Kent is Superman already, and obviously we don't know how far into the life of him being Superman we're jumping in to this movie, or maybe they have shown it in some way. Yeah, I don't mean facial wise, madam. I think they're just gonna make him give him more of the make him work out and give him more of the Henry Cavill body look of more strong, more muscular look. I think they want the face to be seem like he's innocent and childlike ish in a way. So um the the fact that they have his dog, which his name is leaving me for the life at the moment. I think it's a cool addition. More roids and chicken breasts. I think he might end up on the Hugh Jackman diet of eating 10 times a day. They need to get him looking more like Henry Cavill and Hugh Jackman than The Rock. We need him to stay looking realistic. So, but the dog, I can't remember his name for the life of me. Um, I think is a cool addition. I think it's a little bit weird that we're having him introduced so early, but I honestly don't know in comics if he was like a cat crypto. That's it. Gray. Thank you for the support. Um, I don't know if he was an original character from the start. Lucky spot Krypton. Okay. Um, I don't know if he's part of. You did. You were very very close. You were closer than I was because I had none of them. Um, he. I don't know if he is part of the storyline from early on, or if he comes in later in Superman's story. So having him from there from the start seems like they had a lot of possibility of stuff they could have done with introducing him or having him as part of Superman's mythos. So it's going to be different to see what they do with that character. Uh, I think so too, Gray, but like they showed a bit more of him in the new trailer, so you can see that he is not just, well, he could possibly just be comic relief, but you see him obviously in the first trailer getting Superman back to the fortress. In this trailer, you see him flying around and fighting with the other characters. So it's going to be interesting to see if he has a big part or a little part in the movie. And then obviously they show, I'm going to assume it's the JSA or their version of the JSA. So we get a decent look at Mr. Terrific. You get a decent look at Guy Gardner's Green Lantern and Hawk Girl. And who's the other character? There was one other character. But Mr. Terrific looks pretty cool. And the hey Dave, how you going? Uh, I don't think they're doing JLL. I think they'll introduce the JLL later, but I think they're going the JSA route, maybe just with a different version of characters, because Mr. Terrific, the costume looks really cool, and the way they're going with the technology that he has, and the just the fight, little bit of the fight scene you see with him in it. Hey, hello.
I just got up, so
That's all right.
you're enjoying the beauty au naturel here. Let me just show you my hair.
So you should be. You've got plenty of it, which is good. Better than what I deal with.
Oh no, I'm losing it. I think I don't know.
Could be.
How
Could be. Sorry.
how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm glad you're streaming when I wake up. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's the only time when no one ever is streaming, so I'm lucky.
Oh, do you do that on purpose so you don't step on anyone's toes, or it just works out
Not
that
so
way?
much step on anyone's toes, but I normally work weekends, so trying to do a Friday night can be
Oh,
difficult.
yeah,
So do Thursday night, and I'm normally not interrupting anyone and normally free, so
yeah.
it makes it easier.
I was excited to see you were on. What is your job that you work
Uh,
weekends?
no, so
Let
I
me
run
ask
my
him.
own business and then I work as a bartender on weekends.
You do? I was a bartender too. How
So
do you like it? How do you like bartending?
So I don't work. I work bartending in private functions, so it's a
Uh-huh.
bit more controlled. It's not just random, but it also depends. So like I could have a function where it's just basic drinks, so really easy, simple, and then
Yeah,
I have functions where there's alcohol, spirits, beer, the whole lot, and you're running left, right, and center trying to keep everyone happy. So
yeah,
I enjoy it. It's because my normal job, I pretty much work by myself or work with an apprentice, and that's the only people I really deal with. So having the opportunity to interact with different people and just a different environment is good. So I
yeah.
I enjoy doing bartending.
I did too a lot, and I worked for a catering company after I did bartending for a while, and then I bartended for them for like private functions and weddings and stuff, and that was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
You
that's what
know,
I do.
like
So I work at a reception center. So I
yeah,
do weddings, birthdays, and stuff like that. But
that's
then
what you
I also do head waiter as well. So if I'm not bartending, I'm running the room for
yeah,
the people.
yeah.
So it's just something different.
Yeah. I grew up in the service industry. My uncle had a seafood bar restaurant, and I was indoctrinated into that when I was 15 to be a bus girl, and then worked my way up to bartender gradually.
Okay. It's something where if you enjoy doing it, you can have the best fun doing something that's just simple. But if you don't, then it becomes difficult, and you got to learn to read people and just like read the room, read what's happening, and know how to interact with people.
Yeah.
So
I found it great for my social skills or whatever to be able to go up to strangers and talk to them and present myself in a certain way. You know, I think it's beneficial. I think all the kids should probably start off as a in the service industry for at least like 6 months. Do you know what I mean?
especially these days, the way kids are.
Because they take it for granted, like how hard the service workers are working. They're working for tips. You know, they're not getting paid a ton, and for people to give them crap. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that makes me mad. You know, it's like, come on, these people are working.
yeah. Gray, I still do my other job. I just do bartending on the weekends to keep
What,
myself busy.
what's your other job you said?
So I do garage doors and metal work and pretty much maintenance, house maintenance stuff.
Okay, my friend does garage doors too. Dude, well, for metalwork, do you make your own stuff or are you making
Uh,
utilitarian stuff?
like I make my own stuff, but I make things for people. So like I make carports or
Okay.
fences, gates. So work stuff.
Practical things.
Yeah. I don't think I could go to the sort of stuff you do. My mind doesn't work that way. Uh,
I
I
think
I
everybody's mind works this way, actually.
I have a lot of ideas in my head, and then when I try to think to start doing it, it never goes the way I think it should or does.
Well, that's awesome because all it starts with is the picture in your head. That's all it starts with, you know. That's the most important part.
I think I have the picture for like building things. Like if I get an idea on wanting to build, like I'm gonna build a back cabinet for myself, but I
Right?
want to utilize the stuff from these cabinets, so I'm not thing. So I have an idea in my head. Now we'll see if it actually comes the way I think it should when I start building it, or if it's
Yeah.
gonna go pear shaped, then I just end up having to buy something. But
That's
I'm
awesome.
lucky that I'm good with my hands, so eventually I can get the stuff I need done one way or another.
Yeah. That's it's good to be good with your hands because God knows it's probably the most valuable things we have besides our brain.
Yeah, and there's not that many people these days who still do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's preformed, factory made, and it's just
Yeah.
not.
With AI coming, we all have to like think a little more outside the box and a little more humanity driven, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
human experience driven.
there's
I
there's
think to separate ourselves from AI coming for
there's
us.
nothing forcing us to at the moment. Even common sense jobs, they let any dumbass in there,
Yeah.
and no one cares anymore.
No. No, they don't.
I've experienced things that you think you should never experience, like even just giving, like you go to a service station or you go somewhere and you give the extra coins to make sure you only get notes back, and the kids can't even work out why you're giving them $1 more or a
You've
dollar
given me
20 more.
extra change, sir.
Yeah, it's like you're asking them to build a rocket or something.
Yeah. If anything, I think like in school they shouldn't like it should be mandatory. They should be teaching finances because everyone's gonna grow up and need to know how to finance their money,
Yeah, but
budget everything.
no one needs to know money, because the next generation, I'll be surprised if they even really know what cash is. It'll
Yeah, they
all
get to
be,
touch it, right?
yeah, yeah, that's right. It'll all be tap, 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 tap. And
Well, pretty soon they're just gonna have them embedded in our wrists,
ah, it
So you
wouldn't
just walk
surprise.
into a store, grab everything you want, walk out, and you'll be charged.
Well, there were I when I was in Chicago watching the Bulls game, it's already like that, but not with the thing. So you walk in. To walk in, obviously you have to tap your credit card. You
Oh,
pick whatever you want, and when you walk out, they charge your credit card.
yep.
So
Whether you
they're
like it or not.
yeah, they're watching you or whatever. Nobody in the shop, and it's been a few times I've been to places where it's like that. So
That's the wave of the future, I'm afraid.
it is, but they they don't think universally. Like there's no way my parents or older people are gonna understand that stuff and know what to do. It's all good for like people like us. We can eventually pick it up and work it out and get used to it.
Yeah.
But for random people, it's just extreme. It
That's
is it?
insane.
It's financial literacy is a graduate requirement.
Thank God. Well, at least Florida's got it right.
So, like, what uh, does financial literacy translate to, Louis? Because obviously
Budgeting.
here we have like math subjects which you have to do, which is obviously numbers. So you would assume people should know basic numbers.
Right, but financial literacy is how to maintain and take care of anything you make, and how to parlay that and not, waste it and
See,
how to manage it.
unless schools changed since I've been, there's none of that stuff here.
Really.
Yeah, I'll see. Brian is saying not all states have that requirement.
Yeah. I wish I was taught that in high school, but I was not.
Okay. Uh, Learning to pay bills, student loans, credit cards. Responsible. All right. Maybe you can speak to the Australian government, Louis, get them to start teaching it here, because we have a bunch of idiots. It's just oh, getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
and then our government doesn't help. They want places to go cashless, and then when they go cashless, they charge you a fee for going cashless.
And isn't there a fee for using your credit card or whatever?
Yeah, that's what they do. So you can't pay any other way except for card, and we're going to charge you a fee for using your card.
I think that's kind of wrong.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of wrong because I thought we all agreed, like, the dollar or whatever was our form of currency, and that was tried and true and known. And now we're gonna switch it up and be like, no, you can't use that. Like,
It's just weird to me. Like, what's the difference? How you get paid? Even like going to the game, it's cashless arena, so
yeah,
you couldn't buy anything in the arena with cash.
yeah. I
It
prefer getting paid in gold bullion. That way I know what I'm getting.
yeah, you're getting the good stuff.
It's not gonna depreciate in value too much. We still have some nice bracelets.
Just got to make sure that it's the good gold as well, not the
Good
cheap
call.
stuff.
Right.
Dave, do you know if they teach that stuff at school here? Because I don't think they do, unless it's changed recently. It is a life skill, Brian. If kids get taught it, which I don't think they do.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Yep.
do, does your education system do work experience?
Um, what do you mean? So, like, while you're in school, you're working, and then you get experience for that?
So what our schools do in your higher years, you have a week off school, but so you can get a job, like you go for work experience. The place doesn't have to pay you. They have to pay you $5 a day, it used to be, and you work there like normal, but you get out of school for a week and it's considered a subject.
So you work there for free,
$5 a day. Most
like
places,
a slave, basically for
yeah,
free. Like the school is pimping you out for free labor, basically.
yeah, but most places will pay you a lot more.
You know,
But it's
I
also,
that's interesting, but I think after high school, like all the young people who are 17, 18, 19, they need to go into either service industry for 6 months or the military for 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they get a good grasp of those two things, I think.
well, that's what we use work experience for, because most places when you go for work experience will end up hiring you, or they'll ask you if you want a job. So it's sort of a way to force kids to get a job, and
Yeah.
then they end up sticking in the job and getting that experience
Mm-hmm.
when they're young.
You get the foot in the door there.
Yeah. So it's also like most places won't say no to you for
Yeah.
work experience.
Because it's free.
Uh, but it's also, it looks good on them if they have work experience people there.
That's a
So
fabulous idea.
some kids will look at it smart and go to somewhere where they necessarily wouldn't get a job easily, and
Ooh.
some kids just take the piss out of it and go to the easiest place they can find because they think they do it for a week and they're done.
Tell me what an example of the easiest place they can find is.
So like people will go work in like McDonald's or
Oh, yes.
family businesses, like where they don't actually have to do anything.
I was I would threaten my children if they weren't studying. I was like, As like, you should just practice saying these words. Do you want fries with that?
Yeah, they'll be good at it. I think some kids will get that messed up as well. I didn't know it was a school course for us. Yeah, looks like it is.
Cool.
So,
Wasn't when I was around.
so I know when I was in school, it wasn't real money, but when I did one of my subjects, we got given obviously like fake money, and you have to invest in the stock market,
Oh
and
yeah.
you have to watch it over a year to
Yes.
see who. But even that didn't happen till I was in like uni, not even in high school,
What is uni?
uh, college.
Okay. I remember doing that in high school in our government class. We all, like the whole class, bought a stock and we watched it
Yeah,
in the paper, in the newspaper, because
yeah.
that's how you watched it.
We 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 had to do the same, where we were all given, I think it was $100, and we had to invest it, and you had to keep investing it for the whole year, so
Yeah.
you could buy and sell, and you had to let the teacher know, and
Wow.
then
That's
whoever had the highest, obviously at the end of the year, won
was gonna go to Wall Street.
won something. I can't even remember what it was.
What an internship at Wall Street.
My first job was at the Boys and Girl Club at age 15.
Hmm.
Hey, my first job was as soccer referee, and I got paid $12 a game.
Holy moly! You
Yeah,
started out well.
12, but that was $12 for 1 hour. So I'd make $12 in a week because I would do one game a week because
All
I was
right.
a
Well,
kid.
you had a lot of free time.
Yeah, so, but yeah. So it was good, but I was lucky because I had my first job at 12 doing that.
At 12, is that even legal?
It is. That's why I could only do one game a week because you can only ref 2 years younger than your age. So I was only able to ref under 10 games.
Oh,
So,
what does it say? I can't read. I gotta put my glasses on.
Madam saw your sketch challenge Insta post with Narman. What's the story behind the challenge?
Thanks for asking. Well, Eddie, the comic guy, and I are friends through the Instagram artist group. And anyway, we were chatting recently, and Naman had given me a bunch of sketch covers, blank ones, and one of them is a Batman one. And he suggested I do Poison Ivy on her, and I was talking about that with Eddie, and he said he also has one. And then I was like, well, why don't we do a challenge? Why don't we do a duel, a drawing duel? So we're both going to draw Poison Ivy on the same cover. And then at the end of a week, next Sunday, we're going to put them on Instagram and people are going to vote. Okay.
Okay.
And then we're going to auction them off
For C3?
or C3. We're going to auction them off, but right away. So people don't forget about them by the time C3 rolls around. We're going to auction them off like, next week. And then the proceeds, all the proceeds will go to C3 and both of our drawings will be auctioned off.
Okay. Which
Oh,
Batman book is it? The Hush?
it just says it has the big Batman logo across it in red. So there's
Okay.
not really a lot of room to draw.
Okay.
Um,
So it's the original Poison Ivy book.
I think it is. Yeah, it's the first appearance I think of Poison Ivy.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
we're both trying. I saw his sketch, he saw mine. So far, we both had a long way to go. We're both really nervous now.
No, I've seen your sketches before. I'm sure you'll get it to
I
where you want it to be.
don't know. It's a tiny, tiny spot to draw on.
Yeah.
And
Then it'll just be a matter of getting that right, the first part down in the right way in the right place, and the rest will fall in.
yeah. Yeah, I was going to do Polaroids of Poison Ivy. Like a stack of Polaroids of her, like all strewn
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
So that's my design.
Okay. Look cool. Are you
Yeah.
gonna do the different versions of her in each Polaroid?
I have one that's gonna be pretty cool. It's the major one, and then I'll just have like little pieces of the other ones sticking out the sides. It's just little pieces of her, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Seems like an interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of came up out of the blue, so it just kind of
Dave is asking if you ever do Marvel characters.
Marvel characters. Hmm. Yeah, I think I do. Uh, who have I done? No, I can't think of the X-Men. No, I haven't drawn any that I can think of. I'm not usually drawing comic book characters, so no, I've never done a Marvel character I can think of.
That's right. You just have to put on your Scarlet Witch costume, take a photo, and then you got your your muse, so you can do your first Marvel character cover.
I am my own muse. That's funny.
Yeah, Brian and Dave, you're lucky that you had your paper route to buy comics. I wish I was spending my money as a kid on comics, not as an adult.
Oh my god, I had a paper out as an adult, so
Hmm. I thought about it once,
yeah,
just because I get bored if I don't do something,
yeah,
and that's why I started doing the bartending stuff.
yeah.
Now it's just been like 13, 14 years of doing it. So,
Yeah, I did. I threw paper for like a good 6 months to make money because I was gonna move, and I really enjoy like the action of being by myself and just throwing paper at night when no one's around. It
yeah,
was really cool. But then again, like my little car was filled to the brim with newspapers. Right, I had a Honda Civic, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going across the intersection, and a cop pulls me over for not making a complete stop. And there's not a soul in sight. It's completely dark, and I'm full of newspapers. I'm like, really, dude? Like, I'm so pissed.
yeah. They like to pull
Is there no
people.
sympathy for the newspaper thrower? Come on.
No common sense. Yeah.
What time is it there?
It is 10:30 p.m.
10:30 p.m. How late do you usually stay up?
Uh, Normally midnight, 1 o'clock.
Wow.
So
So you're a night owl.
pretty much, yeah. Bartending doesn't help. So
This is true. I remember, yeah, I remember
yeah,
being up at like 2:30 bartending and then going home, and then my girlfriends who I'd be rooming with would also be getting home from bartending, and then we'd all hang out till
uh,
like 5 and
and
then we go to sleep.
you can never just go straight to sleep after being on your feet for that long.
No, you can't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it messes with my days sometimes, my mornings. So
Yeah.
try to stick to some sort of routine when I can.
Yeah.
But
Cool. What are your other passions? What do you like to do besides collect?
I collect a few things. So I collect alcohol.
I know
I
you
collect
collect the alcohol. You showed me last time.
I collect shoes and
Shoes, really? How many shoes do you have, Imelda?
about 45, 50 pairs.
Okay, I was expecting more, but that's a steady amount. My God, that's
Yeah.
like twice the amount I have.
Yeah. So mainly basketball shoes, so like Jordans,
Right.
Curry, and stuff like that.
Do you wear them or do you just collect them?
Nah, I wear 'em.
You do.
Yeah.
You know, you're depreciating them when you do that.
I don't care. I don't buy anything to not actually enjoy it.
Okay. That's a good
So,
philosophy.
yeah, Gray, the difference is I collect alcohol to say I have it. You collect alcohol to drink it. I do, Gray. I just don't drink as much as I used to. So it takes a lot longer to get through it. So, and I collect cars as well.
You collect cars?
Yeah,
What kind of cars? Miniature cars or real cars?
actual cars.
Cars you can get into when they drive you places. Cool.
Yeah,
What's your ultimate, like, if you had all the money in the world, what car would you want to drive? The one car.
Dodge Viper.
Really?
Yeah.
What color?
I would say yellow, but then I would have like 5 yellow cars. So I would probably say the blue or the red.
Blue with stripes? Blue
I
with
don't
white
mind,
stripes?
but it depends which version. So the ultimate one I like is like the 2008, 2009, the
Okay.
round sort of shape with the stripes. But
Yeah.
if I was going something more newer, then it wouldn't be with stripes. It'll be just plain color.
Okay. Yellow, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So everyone thinks I like yellow just because I have yellow cars, but it's more just I like to, if the car comes in 5 colors and everyone picks 4, I'll pick the one color that everyone doesn't, just because I like to be different.
Yep.
And it always seems to be weird colors.
Hey man, you're driving around a yellow car. I think you do want to be different. I think that's taken for granted. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so they're my main things. And I like to obviously build and create things. So like I make things for my nieces and my nephews and stuff like that.
What do you make?
Just like so I made like a Mickey head chalkboard for one of my nieces, uh, pin boards and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Just
That's
creative
neat.
stuff.
That is very creative.
Yeah. Things that they want that they can't exactly buy. If
Hmm.
I can work out a way to make it, then I do. But
How old is the girl?
so I have 3 nieces that are actual nieces. One
Yeah.
is 12. One is, oh, so 4 nieces, sorry. One, one
Hopefully they're not watching.
nah. So 12, 5, 4, and 2.
Okay, can I make a suggestion
Yes.
of something you can make for them that they would
Yep.
adore, I'm sure, especially at those ages growing up? Is I think you should make a dollhouse.
I bought one for
You
I've
bought
got that. My niece has a like a giant one
a
that she
giant.
can actually walk in. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I get in trouble if I make anything crazily big. So
Because they're like, "What are you doing? We don't have this room."
like the 12-year-old niece wanted a bike ramp. So I made him bike ramp,
Yeah.
and then I ended up with it in my backyard because they got in trouble for having it.
So you have like a bike ramp, like whole set up in your backyard now.
Yeah, it's in my shed.
That's awesome.
Um,
A bike ramp back in the day consisted of one wood board and a block.
yeah, no, this is so it comes apart. It's in 3 pieces. You have the up, the flat bit, and the down.
Hmm.
So, and I've built. So my sister-in-law likes to do like themed parties for the kids.
Yes.
So I built like a lolly stand for for to put the lolly jars and stuff on,
That's nice. Like a
and
little sweet stand.
yeah, so old school. And I built like backdrops and background things.
Shit, you're
So
really creative.
just she comes up with the ideas. I just make it.
You need to come up with the ideas.
I do occasionally. It's just time to actually do it. Like the Mickey.
No, stop blaming time.
Stop
You
blaming
have
time.
time.
No,
You have
I
all the
don't.
time in the world.
I work 2 jobs. How do I have time?
Well, you have time right now, don't you?
Yeah, I can't exactly be working on tools at 10:30 at night.
Why not?
We have noise restrictions.
You do?
Yeah, when the sun goes down, you're not allowed to make noise.
Wow. All right. I think you should come up with something you want to make.
That's my cars. So, like, my cars never stay what they originally were.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always modify them.
that's
So,
cool.
my car is my thing that I do for myself.
That's your baby, your unique thing. That's all you.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, uh, Dave, I don't do wine and stuff like that. I'm more of a spirits person. Uh, was it a ramp for jumping cars with? I'm not that crazy, grey man. I think I stick to driving cars on the road where it's safe. Uh, you might want you. I wouldn't say a bourbon, Dave, but maybe take the Australian whiskey. I'm pretty sure those guys will like it. The one, the one from North Melbourne. I forget what it's called. Is it Starlet or Starburst or something? So, do you still have alcohol from other countries in America?
Do we?
I don't because I know Canada pulled all the American alcohol off the shelves, so I wasn't sure if you guys were still getting stuff from overseas because of the tariffs and stuff.
No, people like to drink, so they haven't messed with that yet.
Okay,
What would be your favorite thing you like to drink?
me, I'm a Jack Daniels man.
A Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
What about that Woodford? Do you like the Woodford?
not really.
No.
I'm very when it comes to alcohol, I'm very bland. Like I'll drink anything, but if it's to go to what I really prefer, it's Jack Daniels or vodka on the rocks or Canadian Club.
All
There's
right. Now I have a question for you. You said vodka on the rocks.
yeah,
My grandma loved drinking vodka on the rocks. She'd have 5 during Christmas, and what you wouldn't even know it. 'Cause she was an alcoholic. But vodka on the rocks. What do you dress that with? Did you have a garnish with that? I mean, do you have some
lime,
lime juice in there?
just the lime. Yeah.
Just the lime. Okay. Wow, that's
So
a sport.
vodka is one of the only alcohols that if you drink straight, you won't wake up with a hangover.
If you have a good vodka.
Yes, if you have a really decent, like, it doesn't have to be extremely decent, but not obviously the cheap crap. But yeah,
Right.
so
What's up, Brad? See Brad's there.
hey, well, Paul, I thought you were Brian, but your thing.
It's
I'm not
Brad.
sure what
That's Brad.
Brad. I'm not sure what the CA is.
Let's see.
That's why
Vodka and
you have
ice is pretty tasteless, isn't it? There's a
Like,
taste to it.
yeah, the decent vodka has a taste, Gray, and that's what the lime's for.
What's your favorite decent vodka? If you had to pick a super nice vodka, what would it be?
So if you're not worrying about cost, Grey
Yes.
Goose is good, and so is Belvedere or Ciroc.
Ooh,
But for
Ciroc. I've never had Ciroc.
so Ciroc's really good. I think it's overpriced for what it is. It's not like crazy that you justify spending the money. But the uh, what's it called? There's the American one. Kettle One is
Yeah.
like a good, really good mid-range costing. Like it's a lot cheaper for you than it is for us here.
Yeah.
So Kettle One, I would say, is good for mid-range. We have one that's called Absolute. I don't
Yeah.
know if you,
We
yeah,
have Absolute too.
yeah, Absolute. I would say is the best mid-range one I've
Really?
had.
What about Tito's?
I've only had it a few times. Like I had it last year when I was at Heroes,
Yeah.
and I didn't mind it, but I think I'd have to have a bit more before I can make like a honest opinion on it.
Yeah. Tito's is my favorite. You never get, like you said, you never get a hangover with it, and it's very smooth. It's
Yeah.
not harsh like a
So
well vodka.
yeah, Grey. That's why they have flavored vodkas these days. You can get vodka that tastes like anything.
Yeah.
So I know it's been a long time, but in Melbourne we used to have a bar that was just a vodka bar and it was infused vodka. So you'd have just there was like 30 different flavored infused vodkas.
And would they have to wheel people out of there? Like what?
Oh yeah, and they would have shots. So like one of the shots they had there was Cadbury's chocolate, a caramel,
No.
just a square, and so you'd lick like you do like a tequila slammer, but you lick cocoa, have the shot, and then have the chocolate.
Was it good?
It wasn't bad, like because the vodka was flavored, but not extremely flavored. It was different,
Interesting.
and obviously when I went there, I was still young and drinking all the time, so drinking something that was different was more fun than drinking the same old.
Yeah. Have you ever done one of those oyster shooters?
As in an oyster or alcohol?
That as in both together.
No, I don't do oysters.
Neither do I.
No,
But
not
you can
anymore.
put an oyster in, like, I think they put vodka in it and like some sort of tomato juice or something, and they put it in a little glass and you just shoot the whole thing.
Okay. Well, not something I've ever seen before, but doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
I'm afraid if I would do it, it would just come right back up.
The chances are it wouldn't even go down for me.
I know.
The oyster will get close and then you'll see it spit all over the bartender.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, grey. But it's all in slow motion.
What does he say?
It says shooting oysters seems too easy. Them things move too slow. So slow.
And then, have you ever done you're a bartender, so have you ever done a California Highway,
What's California Highway?
a shot?
What's in it?
I'll tell you, this is a great one. You're gonna love this. California Highway is when you take the drink mat that you've been serving drinks on
Uh,
the whole time. You take that and you just pour
put it
all
in
that
the
stuff into a shot, and there you go.
yeah. No. I like to know what I'm drinking.
That's what you offer people at the end of the night who are really wanting another drink. You can be like, "I'll give you a California Highway."
Uh, I'm probably happy that I only worked in like a bar environment where people buy drinks once or twice because I
Yeah.
work in a reception center. It's normally all prepaid, so I can just serve whatever I want, and I
Yeah.
have a 4 hour period, and I serve, and then that's it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, most people don't bring the best selection when they supply their own alcohol.
This is true because they're
So
cheap.
it's not that they're cheap. It's just no common sense. Like I can work some functions, and they'll bring 30 bottles of scotch and nothing for women. So like they'll bring just scotch,
Well,
and then I
they
can
want
work.
the women to drive home, apparently.
Could be. Hey Tony, you can jump on if you
Old
want. The
one.
link's here. I'm waiting for you. I felt lonely not having you on my stream. Yeah, like it's just you think people would have some common sense and think like you bring a selection of alcohol for a wedding.
Yeah, you bring some red, some white, some vodka, some.
Our venue supplies the wine, so they don't have to bring wine. But yeah, you bring at least 4 or 5 different alcohols, even if
Right.
it's just one bottle. But
Right.
some no. And then you have functions where, so I worked one function where they had 2 bartenders, one behind the bar and one in the room, and it was a whiskey bar in the room. So there was 22 bottles of whiskey, and it was like when you added it all up, came to about 6 grand worth of whiskey on this table.
Hell yeah. That's
And
awesome.
we were doing that, and then I've worked a function where 70 people, and they bring 42 bottles of alcohol. So
I only thing I can compare that to is I when I was working in a country club, they were having a wine tasting event with meals, and they have different kinds of wine paired with each meal, and like a port and this and this. I love that because the help got to try it too,
yeah, well, that's right. You like I say to the guests that I can't drink, but
Yeah,
if there's something I really want to try on the bench there, then I'm trying it.
yeah. Man,
So
when I was bartending, it was before the days where you couldn't drink behind the bar because I remember taking so many shots with customers and stuff. Like
yeah,
it was not a big deal at all back in Wisconsin in the day.
my bosses I don't think would care if I actually had a drink. It's
Hmm.
just more taking the risk of driving home after a
Oh,
function,
yeah.
especially during that time in the morning. So
I I lived on the same block as the bar, so I actually didn't have to cross a street to get home. So I was cool to drink.
yeah, I'm not that lucky. I'm a 25-minute drive from work, so
Yeah, that would be different then. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen when you were bartending or heard or had someone say to you or what?
oh, when I was younger, I used to have people hit on me when I was drinking. I had one lady. I was married. I was wearing a wedding ring, and she didn't believe me. She said, "No, you're too young to be married," and this gave me a number. Um, Probably about a year ago, there was a young couple, and the girlfriend just told him off, said, "Stop drinking, you're drunk." And he was way gone. And then they started arguing in the foyer there, and the boss kicked him out, and the idiot decided to run along the cars parked in the front of the building. So he was running on people's cars.
On top of the cars?
Yeah,
Oh
because
my god.
the security were trying to get him out, so he ran. and the so we have 2 rooms. So we have a big room and a smaller room. He was in the smaller room and he was running on the cars of the people in the big room. And they found out and they came outside, wanted to kill him because there was like Mercedes and
Holy
all
moly!
these expensive cars parked there.
What happened?
I don't know if they got him or not, or if the security got him out. But yeah,
Did
they
the
were
lynch mob get him?
good hour. They were out there. And then I've had functions that get cancelled. Like we'll be there ready to work and they don't show up because they didn't get married or the bride. So I had one. The function started at 4. I was getting ready to go to work at 1, and I got a call and said, "Don't come because the function's cancelled." The groom caught the bride sleeping with the best man in between the church and the reception.
You can't make this stuff up. That's crazy. Come on.
Yeah, there's been some weird things.
Poor choices.
Yeah,
I gotta say, like, if when I was bartending, the worst thing anyone said to me was coming from a guy who must have been 80. And he said something really gross to me, really sexually gross. And I was just like, get out of here. What the hell are you? And from you,
I've most so I I get that people are trying to drink and enjoy themselves, but I also have to be responsible for the people I work for. So I get in a lot of arguments when I cut people off
Yeah.
or when I try and slow them down,
Yeah.
and they just so where I work is a lot of younger people. So there's maybe 4 staff members over the age of 25 and the rest are all kids. So the guests can say whatever they want to the kids and the kids don't sort of fight back because they're young,
Yeah.
but I do and they don't like it. I cut off the groom one night and he started becoming rude and swearing at me and I wouldn't serve him. And the boss said, if he's the bartender, he doesn't want to serve you, you're not getting served.
Awesome. Well, that's so great they had your back.
Oh, they will have my back. That's why I don't take the risk of doing stupid stuff of drinking and not making the right judgment and stuff.
Right. You don't want to be responsible for someone going home and whacking somebody off the side. Yeah.
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 But it's just he did, Gray. Well, we assume, I don't know, we don't get updates of these people after they cancel their wedding. So
That's right. Okay. I remember one time the bar I was at was so busy, and we were there. I think there was a band playing, and we were shoving out beer, and then I saw someone's like, "Oh, someone took some beer outside the bar," and I was like, "What?" Right? And I jumped up on top of the bar, jumped down, and like went after them and got their beer. It's like running down the street for their beer.
didn't they pay for it?
They did, but you can't take it out of the bar.
Okay.
That's a
And
big no-no.
you didn't have security? You had
No,
to chase him?
no,
Well,
no security. I was security.
well, we're lucky that we have security. Marcus, how
Good
are you,
morning,
buddy?
Marcus.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about people taking it out, but there's a lot of when alcohol gets involved, there's a lot of arrogant people.
Yeah,
So,
your machismo comes out when the alcohol comes out.
but makes life interesting.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at the chat here.
Yeah, we have a few people. They come in and out. Grey Man, Brian,
Old
Wild
Wolf,
Ball left for work. Dave, if he's still around, and
Ben
Tony,
Compton.
Louis, Ben. How you going, Ben? Watch out for alligators. Where? 'Cause, we only have crocodiles here.
Oh,
How you going,
snap.
Perry?
Oh, snap.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks, Dave. Marcus, you know Tony doesn't actually listen to anything. He's looking at the screen and smiling. What if you gave an alligator Viagra?
Dang, I bet you someone's probably already done that.
Yeah. So I heard a dumb not heard. I seen a dumb joke on Instagram. So the joke was a gentleman gets arrested for giving his dates Viagra just to make sure they're not a man.
That's not real.
Wouldn't surprise me. That's a hard question.
Isn't there a lot of other questions you could ask to like differentiate if someone's a natural born male or female?
Now
I
tell
think you
me,
could I think you could go a lot of different ways. You know,
do you think that people would answer those questions?
I think if you make them really softball, easy, everyday questions, but also they kind of give you a clue.
Give an example.
Okay. Like, how do you feel about makeup?
Yes, but you would assume anyone who is a man trying to be a woman would know about makeup. If
Hmm.
you couldn't tell just from looking at them that they were a man.
Hmm.
So, and I'm pretty sure that you could ask a bunch of drag queens about makeup, and they would know more than some women would.
This is true. Okay, I failed with that one. Um,
Marcus, I still have not seen the video. I think I know the gist of what he's trying to say, but I haven't actually seen or heard his new song yet.
what is he
I've been,
saying?
oh, he attacks. Oh, not attacks, but he voices his opinion about a lot of people and things. From what I hear, and just the way he goes about it is a little bit unique. But the I think even though he did that, it's still getting overshadowed by Diddy's court case at the moment. Like everything you hear or see is Diddy's case, not anything about Kanye West's song.
Oh my god.
Uh, because you're his little girlfriend. So Marcus wears the pants in the relationship, Perry.
Have you got a cock? That's a good answer, but I mean, what if they don't and they used to?
That's why he's trying to be on the slide, Gray, and just giving him a Viagra and checking if it pops up. Marcus, everyone's obsessed with you. You're you're the drama central hub for YouTube.
Oh, I got a good one. You could ask the girl if she has any Midol on her.
I have no idea what my idol is.
Ibuprofen, Most girls will have some ibuprofen, some sort of pain relief for periods.
Okay.
There you go. That's what you ask.
And if they say yes,
Go proceed to question number 3.
a man can't have Panadol for pain pills?
Not usually carrying it.
Like I had this discussion with someone. If the like obviously they said it was from dating websites. So if the person's not gonna openly admit it on their profile,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter what questions you ask them, they're not really gonna openly admit it. So as bad as it is a funny way of finding out stupidly if it was true.
Do you remember the Crying Game, that movie?
Yes. So Marcus has a question for you. He said, "Scale of 1 to 10, madam. How funny was it when Razor called Perry a pussy?"
Now, first of all, Marcus, hi. I didn't hear Razor call Marcus a pussy that I can remember, and if it was, it flew by me. Um, just because I talk to Razor doesn't mean I am you know, part of Razor. Do you know what I mean? And his thinking and everything he says. It just means I think he's a human, and I think he's funny sometimes, and I enjoy hanging out with him sometimes. So that's it. I don't go on any sides, or I'm like, get all into the drama or whatever. I'm just hanging out.
Okay. I like I told Marcus when I was on his stream, I don't exactly like I know what started it, and I've seen like a 10-second bit here and a 10-second bit there of the whole thing, but I don't really know what's happening in that whole thing. So, although that date is ending early, it's either ending early or it's going to be a great night for both of them.
What date is that early?
He's talking about the joke we were talking about,
Okay.
the Viagra joke.
The what?
The Viagra joke. He's
Oh,
saying the date will end early. Uh, he calls me circumcision, madam. Perry is the pussy here.
I'm sorry he does that. I try not to take sides with all of this. I think, like, if I was to do that, then I would have to just like investigate and know all about the whole community, and then judge who I'm going to be friends with based on their pristine, backgrounds and stuff. And I don't think anyone's really like that. Everyone's a mixed bag of stuff, and everyone's on their own journey of learning how to be gracious and all that. And just because someone might not be as far on that journey as you are doesn't mean that we should ostracize them or put them down when all they want to be is accepted and part of the community.
Okay. Uh, Old Wolf, it's ibuprofen in case you missed it because you say you're listening, but you're about 5 minutes behind. Uh, Perry, not everyone, no one even knows who I am, but everyone knows I'm a pussy.
Oh, don't say that.
It's good to get tagged in the community, Perry.
Yes, it is, because it's better to be it's better to be mentioned than not mentioned at all. If you think about it, at least
Gray,
people know. These people are talking about you, so
it's not. I don't know if you would say it's real conflict, but it's not jokes either. It's probably somewhere in the middle, from
there.
what I
I think a
know.
lot of the jokes cut deep, you know, and I'm not throwing jokes out there like that, but everyone on Instagram and YouTube I think, knows that just by being out there, you are exposing yourself to other people's opinion.
Ah, of course.
And by doing that, you just have to, put on a thick skin and realize that that's what you've done, I guess.
And
And just take it with a grain of salt. Just be like, oh, well, whatever.
Marcus said it ain't even that serious, madam. And then
Oh,
he
okay.
goes, I just wanted to know if you thought it was funny when he called Perry a pussy. It was a question, not a statement.
No, no. I try I try to overlook most of the derogatory stuff that's going on, but um
And
I
then
just
old
I enjoy the banter. I enjoy the whole community. I mean, the fact that the community has this whole drama going on is in fact kind of interesting because it really has brought the community I mean out of the woodwork to talk about, to take a side and all this stuff, but um it's drawn attention to the community for sure. But
I think the only thing I've seen that I didn't agree with what he did was when he jumped on. I don't know if um it was either Mark's or um what's his face, the one from New York. Uh,
Comic Journey,
no, the other, the one who does C3.
Izzy,
No, the other one.
Rob, Mark,
No.
who
So
does
it's
see
it's Mark and Rob and the third guy, DJ Links.
DJ Links?
I don't know if it was Mark's stream or DJ Link's stream when he jumped on and just started going sick at everyone and saying all this stuff, and then when they ask him a question he'd start going on a different rant. It's all good, you want to say whatever you want to say on your channel and your thing, but you shouldn't jump on others people's stream and start having a go at them for no reason.
I,
So
I think I think in a way it's kind of the Howard Stern effect.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's the
everyone.
it's people tune in to watch Howard Stern not because they love him, but because they hate him so much and they want to know what the hell he's going to say next that's going to offend them.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a way to get views and an
So
audience.
Tony was saying that it would be a short date because of the Midol. Uh, um, and then he says it's too early in the day to talk about Razor, but it's perfect time for me, Tony. Um, and Perry says it's okay. I enjoy being a punching bag. And then Circumstance said very punchable face. And then
Okay. I see the thing about Razor and Izzy's wife or whatever. You put that one up.
uh, is it this one? My favorite one is when Ray said, "Ah, I didn't see them. I haven't heard about that one."
I also haven't heard about that one.
So, like, I don't know enough about it. Like I said to Marcus, to comment on either way. But if you were looking at it from the outside, like I am, and I didn't have all the context,
Mm-hmm.
when he did do that thing on that stream,
Yeah.
it just seemed weird because it seemed like no one on the stream was saying anything against him, but he was attacking most of the people on the stream.
Yeah.
So, but I know it started over something stupid and it's just steamrolled into what it is now.
Yeah. Well, just I my whole philosophy is like I'm not gonna stop. Like I'm not gonna stop talking to somebody because they're you know they're making mistakes, or they're saying stuff that maybe they shouldn't be saying, because that doesn't affect my relationship personally with them. Like, I have my own relationship with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if that was to go sour, then of course then things would go sour. But that hasn't, and it, I don't expect that it will. But that doesn't mean I condone everything he says, because I talk to him, because we're completely different people. But I do think that everybody is a human being on Earth and deserves to have a friend and respect, and have a hand to hold. That's all.
Well, everyone chooses their own path, and wherever it takes them, it takes them.
Yeah.
So,
And the whole, like, I can't be friends because he's beefing with another friend. That's all. I'm never into that philosophy. You know?
if it honestly wasn't for the fact that he jumped on that show, I don't even think I would know like who he is, because I've never really come across his channel or
Hmm.
his stuff to have seen him. So,
Yeah.
uh, hear no evil, see no evil, say no evil. Is that meant to be you, Marcus?
Is that meant to be me?
Immortal Biggie Shack says Perry is a pussy. Everyone knows that. Is it so? Last time you were on
Oh,
Madam,
I'm born a Biggie Shack. Yes. I got
last
something to say to you, Biggie. That's Biggie. I tried so hard to jump on your stream yesterday. I was excited. I was like, I'm going to jump on Biggest Stream. I can't wait to jump on Biggest Stream. It's going to be amazing. And then I messaged Trav, and he's like, oh, Biggie doesn't allow women on his stream. And I was like, and then I refrained from typing in a whole bunch of like misogynist and bigamist stuff. So I was but then I think Travis, he texted me after that, and he said something about uh the reason behind it. And so that made it a little better, but still, I was still a little peed.
We've known that for years. Perry says he also doesn't allow women on his stream. Is that because you can be the only pussy on your channel? And Perry for president. So it seems like every time you're on one of my streams, madam, someone
Yes.
is getting picked on. Last time it was Mad Spidey, now it's Perry.
Sorry.
And Perry said, absolutely. That's good to know, Perry.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. Okay, Marcus. I hear you. Hey, Marcus, I got no beef with you whatsoever. You and I are so cool, I hope, still. um yeah, it's just the weird, days and times of the comic book community we live in now. It's like a soap opera, as the comic page turns.
Mark, Perry's jumping to your defense. I, yeah, let's see. What's up with your hairline? Hey, leave his hairline alone. He spent hours painting it on.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I do too. Oh my god.
Tell Marcus to open the gates.
Is he the gatekeeper?
He must be. My hairline is perfecto. It is. How you going, Bubs?
Hi, Bobs.
I think I might have to start doing this stream starting a bit later to catch all you lovely American people when yous are up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen you on some Thursdays, and every Thursday I try to catch you, but you're off by the time I get up.
Yeah, well, if no one jumps on, I get through the stuff I need to get through, and then I
And you're like,
normally
screw you.
it's hard. I try to pick a time where the Aussie people can come on and it's not crazy late because I know not everyone's a night owl like I am. And then it's slightly too early for the American people. So, but I'll find a happy medium eventually.
Yeah. What's your weather out gonna be today? I'm just curious because
Today, so it's been like warm all week. Tomorrow's the first day that it's gonna start cooling down because the weekend's meant to rain. So we've been like 23, 24 degrees, excuse me, Celsius.
Celsius. So what is that in Fahrenheit? Like 50?
So I'd say about 52, 53, something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Yeah.
And then the weekend we're gonna drop to about 18 and raining.
Fun.
Okay. Great man, I'm sorry. Here, look, I'll show
Yeah,
you.
I was gonna say like that sounds
So,
like a comic.
and it's a comic from a time frame you'll like, but it's not DC. So I'm sorry, because you're a DC man, aren't you? Great. Right, I'll show you a DC book here.
You know, there's a glare on that. Could you pop it out of the case so we can see it without
Yeah,
glare?
it's, let me try. It just doesn't want to come out. It's saying it wants to stay in. So yeah, great. I don't think you caught my last stream. Justice League is the new run I'm going to be doing. So I bought up a whole bunch when I was there. So have to get that one finished eventually.
I can show you some comic stuff. I was gonna show you my the poison ivy thing I was gonna work on with
If you want to, if you're
with Eddie.
happy showing it.
It's just in progress. Let me hit the camera off so you can't see my entire house as I walk down.
No problem. Thank you, Perry. I'm not sure which one you actually meant, correction or erection, but yeah, your auto correction. You must be writing erection a fair amount of times for it to auto correcting to it. Are you talking the Justice League Grey? So you're doing 100 to 256, as in the first run, or you doing 100 to the end, as in the uh, current run end? Yeah, Market. It's a bit hard to trust him. Justice League. All right, so you're doing 1 to 256 then, I think it is, in the first run.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get on my computer, I think, here.
No problems at all.
So I have more screen in here.
It's a cool run, Gray. When I seen that number one at the show, I figured I might as well try and jump on it while it's still affordable. But Marcus, here, look, this one is for you. So some Jenny Friesen. Something is killing the children, goodness. Yeah, some more for you, Gray. Some old school.
There we are. All right, here we go. Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Zarz, can you throw in the chat your stream again so I can link it to me? Okay.
Coming at you now.
Thank you.
Hey, you got it right this time, Perry. Perry writes erotic short stories on the side. So what's that channel? You got Perry Comics, Perry Gaming, Perry's Erotica.
Copy.
Yeah.
Okay. Copy and then
Let's see. This is all newish stuff. Perry's Erotica coming soon. That's cool. Is it gonna be Perry's soft porn disappointments? Okay. Something is Killing You is almost a comic book. Mortal, I know I've watched some of the stuff you show, but I can't click off the top of my head. What's if Something is Killing the Children is almost a comic book? What is an actual comic book? Maybe I might have something close by. Perry's Tales of the Floppy Kind. Okay. So that means you enjoyed the Something is Killing the Children circumstances. Do you want me to get rid of the other one?
could you? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
See, now I'm in all my glory here. Look at my face.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah, you're all good.
All right, I was going to show you my my reference material for the Poison Ivy draw.
Okay.
Is this one?
Okay. Well, let me make you bigger. Let's do this and change you around.
Which is Lady
Okay.
Death. Lady
Okay.
Death reference. And then I had also printed off some Betty Page. This one. But I really went with the Lady Death one.
Okay.
So I started it, and I told you I wanted to do Polaroids, like it's a Polaroid.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So big Polaroid in the middle.
In
And
the
then
middle.
little one.
And then I'll have little ones in the back. I messed up her face. That's why I'm covering up her face. So I have to redo her face.
Okay. That's all right.
But let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see how it'd be difficult to get a good layout with such a big title.
Yeah. And then that titty got me feeling tingly, huh?
Yeah, you just want to get me cancelled before I even get anything.
And I was working on a sculpture too, if you want to see.
Keep your escapades to yourself, Perry and Marcus. Thank you.
Too late. Haystack hair, that's right. I mean, come on. Like, it doesn't get any better than this.
So, hey, another person in the background. How you going, buddy?
Wow.
What up?
Got a haircut.
How are you, dude?
You got a haircut, Will. It's good.
Thank you. I miss my long hair,
You miss
You
it.
missed it.
but I'm good, man. Can't complain. Just chilling.
You think you can't complain? Wait until you have none left, and then watch what you can do.
You can tattoo your head.
I don't recommend that for anybody, Stephanie.
You got to pick the right color, then, Stephanie, because you can't dye it after the
Right.
first time.
Right.
I will show some more comic books just to make Gray happy. So we got some Shield. Let's fix up this and change this. How you going aggressively?
Aggressively
What
relaxed.
up, BR?
Just make Roseanne Barr. Okay.
Right. I'll be back.
We got some Wolverine.
Nice.
First appearance, Red Hood. Not even attempting to say who the first appearance in this is.
Okay.
Because I always mess up her name. Some Transformers.
Nice.
This is too modern for Grey. Let's see. Some Iron Man.
Nice. I haven't seen vlogs in hours.
Now you know how I feel, Bubs. I don't see all of yous in hours. We have some Avengers.
Nice.
Gray, do you know anything about Steel Wind?
No.
I don't. So, Zarz, I normally play a game on my channel, because it's my first time on your channel. You guys pick a character, each of you, and I'll see if I have any books of that character, and I will show them off. Zarz,
Okay.
pick a character.
Alright, I'm gonna go. Let's go.
There's only
with...
one off-limit one. Is Batman.
Yeah.
I have way too many Batman books.
I will never pick Batman, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's go with Huntress.
I don't have any Huntress.
Okay.
Hey, you lost.
That was quick. I won. Alright, let's go with Green Arrow.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I don't have any Green Arrow.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah. I've
Riri
won
Williams.
twice.
Do you got any Riri Williams?
No, I don't. Stephanie, pick a female character. You know I have a lot of females.
Riri Williams is a female.
It's a female character.
Okay, Gray. That's cool. She seemed like an interesting character when I seen the cover, so I wasn't sure.
How
Vlogs.
about Mystique? Mystique. Do you have a Mystique?
No.
This is a fun game.
Do I have any comics of what, Gray? Oh, you're talking to vlogs. Do you have anything of let's go with Blade. Do you have Blade?
Huh?
No. What about Silver Surfer?
That's a softball.
Okay, yeah. Do an easy one.
How about you give me a list of characters you have and I'll pick one?
God, just rattle off some of your favorite characters, Zars, and I'll let you know.
Rogue.
You know me. Come on. Heck yeah. Let's do it. What about you, Steph?
Cross them the easiest possible.
What about you, Steph?
I like Poison Ivy. That's my favorite.
Okay. I'll do Poison Ivy and Rogue.
All right.
Some more Fantastic Four. First appearance of Herbie the Robot.
Ooh.
Point one.
Nice.
Aquaman. First Ocean Master.
Nice.
Now, what else do we have? Some Shazam.
Shazam.
Kick-Ass. Wolverine Weapon X. Great. I know you said doing 100 on. Do you have any of the Brave and Bold of the Justice League? Bubs, I don't know if I really learned lessons. You might have to explain to me what the lesson was. Is it don't let Vogs on the channel?
Maybe it's me. I'm a female. Maybe, you know.
You're always welcome on my channel, Mara.
Thanks.
You were one of the first international guests, so your place is always open.
International guest. I feel really cool now. I have one comic to show that I found lurking around my house, so I can show
make
it.
you big.
And show it off. It's just a dazzler here.
Is that from her first run?
I'd love to tell you, but I have no idea. Only thing I can say about this book is that it's a newsprint.
Okay.
Huh? It's pretty old. And this Spider-Man and Amazing Friends thing, I think this might be worth something because that's up there too.
Okay. So I know you enjoy jumping on chats and being on streams, but do you actually have any books that you do collect?
No.
No?
Not really. I really enjoy drawing comic stuff and you know, dressing up like comic characters.
You guys ready?
I never really read comic books, so.
But do you collect anything from this world besides costumes, not statues, toys, or no?
We need to get her. She makes statues. She doesn't.
I know she makes them, but
Stephanie, I'm so happy to be on a stream with you.
All right, Vlogs, we're ready for you. Let's go.
So I'm going to start with the shorter stack. Madam loves Poison Ivy. How about some Jenny Frison, Poison Ivy number 30?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a gorgeous one.
This one's okay. It's not as good as that one. But it's my, I don't know. Actually, it's my third. This is my second favorite. It's Catwoman 37, Frison, Poison Ivy.
I used to have that one.
It's a good one.
It's a Frisian.
And Rogue is my favorite character, so wait till you see the Rogues. Poison Ivy 26. Frison again.
Beautiful.
And then I was gifted this. It's ironically, she's like stabbing a hole in a steak in this one. It's DC Pride #1 Poison Ivy. Someone gave me Humanity Had Its Chance. What are you
So
doing?
I know.
every time I put up a, because you need to turn your phone sideways, buddy. Every time I
Yeah,
try to
we'll
put
do
a
that.
There you
comment up,
go.
it moves you.
There
Okay.
you go. That's cool. It's a little blurry though.
This is
What
a
the fuck?
really interesting take on Poison Ivy. Is Poison Ivy ID
Ah,
16, David Nakayama.
Gotta like him. That's a good one. It's not my favorite Nakayama he's done of Poison Ivy though.
Nah, same.
He's just kind of sitting down on a pillow. What is that?
A mushroom.
It's a mushroom.
The mushroom. Okay, Zarz, you brought up one of our favorite characters, Rogue. We got Rogue the Savage Land number 4, the Yvonne Talavera. It's a
I
good
got number one.
series.
Uh-oh.
I call any X-Men title if there's like a few Rogue and another character, I call it a Rogue book. It goes in my Rogue PC. Fallout of the House of X, Zerdy Rogue.
Nice.
I've got that book too.
X-Men 97, variant edition number 1. I love that.
Let's see.
Rogue the Savage Land variant edition number 3. This one gives me Shauna the She Devil vibes.
Yeah, can see that.
X-Men number 1 from 1993. Her and Gambit. It's actually a wraparound cover, I believe. Madam, you're gonna love one near the bottom though.
Okay.
X-Men Endangered Species 16 and 17.
Yeah, I have that one
Mm,
too.
nice.
X-Men
So to
Variant
impress me on
Edition.
my own channel vlogs, you're gonna have to show me a book I don't have.
J. Scott Campbell. I know. I'm gonna have to. J. Scott Campbell. Rogue the Savage Land number 1, the J. Scott Campbell.
Those
Rogue
are
the
cool.
Savage Land number 2. I don't remember who did it. It's a variant. Do you have this one though? I forgot who. I don't remember it is, but it's the variant edition of X-Men number 1.
That's Rose Besh.
Whoa, that's
Rose
beautiful.
Bash, yeah.
It's either Rose Besh or Ria Gonzalez.
Uh, Marvel number 7 variant edition, Marvel versus Capcom, the fighting collection.
Nice one.
I
Yeah,
don't have that
I like
one.
the white background on that one.
So you win. You have one. I
Oh.
don't.
Rogue number 1. I have to pick up the rest of these at my LCS. Someone gave me this one.
Yeah, that's an old run, dude.
Special X-Men anniversary issue. Excuse me.
Bless
That's
you,
Sorry.
buddy.
cool.
Thank you. Look at that. And now the one I think Madam is really gonna like.
Okay.
You probably give 2 Zarz. X-Men Legacy number 225, the 1990s variant. This gives me Marilyn Monroe vibes. I don't know why, but
Yeah, you think so? Definitely.
I think isn't that more Madonna? Didn't she
Madonna,
do the?
Marilyn Monroe.
I think it's a compilation of Madonna, Marilyn.
Hmm, very cool
And then
cover.
we got Extreme X-Men into Beta number 1 of 5. It's Rogue and Gambit. I forgot Rogue even wore this outfit. Someone gave it to me.
Okay.
That one's cool.
Yeah, I have that one too. Cool
But
book.
that's all I have of
Uh,
Rogan.
It'll probably take me about an hour to go through all the road colors.
Do you, I actually got the short box of Road the Savage Land when they released it. I was like, okay, I'm getting that.
Yeah, I don't overly do short boxes. I have a cabinet that I keep all my books in. So,
Oh,
but
and I forgot. I don't know why it's not there. My X-Men 97, I swear. Or not 97, the original Savage Land. I don't know why it wasn't in there. Should have been in the front of the pile.
that's all right. Next time,
Yeah, man. I'll
Well,
be back.
the the star of the show is trying to get in on the action.
He's, I will be sculpting, drawing, whatever. He'll come sit exactly in the middle of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that their favorite thing to do?
he's like, oh, are you working on something really hard? Let me totally F it up for you.
Show some more books, Zarz. Come on.
He's a good.
1 second, Grey Man. Now that you've said that, and you got me a treat that I'm gonna try and collect all her appearances in comics. I don't have a lot of books around me at the moment because I'm slowly getting rid of stuff. Let's see what else I have. Right. So we have
Hey, Zarz.
Iron Man, Captain America.
Zarz, I forgot to ask you. You don't need to change it back to me. Did you ever read this, Mr. and Mrs. X 1 through 5?
Yeah,
Did
I've
you
got all
enjoy
the
it?
things. I did. It was different, but I like anything that they do, which is just them. So
Yeah.
I collect pretty much all of it. Welcome back, buddy.
Oh, what's up, Brad? Let's see more of Czar's awesome collect. Czar's,
Yeah,
that's my other PC. Batgirl, how dare you? Show that book in front of me. I still need it. Ooh,
Superman,
world's fine.
Flash
Ooh,
races.
never seen that one before.
So this is part 2 to their second race. So then we have some Incredible Hulk,
Nice.
uh, Justice, first Justice League Dark, Swamp Thing,
Nice. That's me.
Carl Renner, Green Lantern,
Nice. That's an iconic
That's
book.
that's a good cover. Yeah.
some more early Hulk, and the Mandarin.
Doctor, is that Doctor Strange? Who is that?
No, that's the
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
So
It's
this
called-
is a book. This is a book all Americans should know. So NFL Pro.
Okay.
So the only reason I got this book is because Bearded Comic Bro talks so highly about it.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, you could shut up now.
Yeah, but Justice League 2,
I'm going to do my best impersonation of Bub.
Justice League 4, Justice League, Green Arrow joins Justice League.
I like that one.
My favorite Justice League cover is the one where they're all in handcuffs.
I don't have that one yet. I only just started collecting Justice League.
That's
about
a
4
key.
weeks
Isn't
ago.
that a key, Zars?
That's a nice one.
It is, yeah. Adam joins the Justice League.
I'm gonna get
This
some
is
coffee.
my favorite key. I like cover.
I don't think I have number 10 yet, Gray. Do I? 14.
Zarz. This is
Yeah.
one that came out a few years ago. That's a gorgeous cover of the JLA.
Oh, the new one. I'm not doing the new one yet. I'll
But
get to
this is
that.
my all-time favorite.
What number's that?
This is 168 where they switch powers or something goes wrong weird.
Okay.
It's a cool cover though.
It
I was
is.
thinking about bringing this to Heroes to get Conway to sign it, but I'm not because there's so many guys to get signed.
Yeah, dude. It moves a lot quicker than you think. So last year I got a good 35 people to sign.
Yeah, and I didn't get to meet you last year. I was there one day. Are you going this year?
Nah, not this year. Maybe next year.
Oh man,
So
we'll miss you for sure.
yeah, I made the stupid mistake of doing Heroes this not Heroes, doing C2E2, and there's no way I can do back-to-back shows.
No, you would be driving into a date but full.
Gray, we have number 16. Number 24. I will say, Gray, the covers on these old Justice League books,
Is it still
cool.
on me or is it on you now?
Nah, it's on me.
Okay, let me refresh again.
Old school. So there's some very, very unique Justice League covers done back then. Alright, let's add you to the stage. Remove.
Perfect.
Kick from studio. Alright.
Are you going for a whole run?
Yeah. I'm gonna do the whole first series to start off with. So 1 to 256. And then yeah, we'll see what happens. Gray, yeah. When I seen the key factor of that book, I thought of you straight away. Just to see. So we have first appearance of Robin from a different Earth or whatever they call it. First Justice League Justice Society meetup. So let's see what other. So
Stephanie, what are you doing?
I'm getting a sculpture that I have to work on.
So some
And
more
nice.
Justice League. This is a pretty cool cover.
That is.
Something different.
Yeah, where they're
Ooh, that one's
mismatched
cool.
with it's like the villains' faces.
And then we have
Zarz, do you have the one with Starro?
not the original. It's coming eventually.
Oh,
I
dude,
get
that's
it.
a Crisis cover. Homage.
And we got some small.
How much of it are you done with?
I started. I had like 2 books of the Justice League, and I started collecting properly about at C2. So what, 4 weeks ago? I've got I think about 32. You talking about this one?
Yes.
I got the reprint. I don't have the
That's-
original yet,
That still counts.
so I'll get it eventually. But yeah, so I need 3 more books to have 1 to 10 done, and then I start focusing on the rest. So,
Nice.
but we're getting there slowly. So let's these away.
How's the coffee this morning, Steph?
It's hot. Fresh. You drink coffee well?
Sometimes.
Then you're not
Crazy
really a
people.
coffee drinker.
Crazy people drinking coffee.
Coffee's a
And then-
necessity.
Ooh, nice.
That's
So-
awesome.
That was the big pickup from this last trip.
Love chess.
So I am grey. I got lucky that in the States they still don't price the JLL books as high as they should, considering. So tried to get through as many issues as I could and bring back with me. So
Are you gonna hit up Dave if he sees any at Heroes Con?
I'm, in all honesty, getting the X-Men one this year has sort of, I gotta slow down a bit. I spent more than I should, so I'll just slowly get them as I come across them. I'm sure I'll find a whole bunch of the back end here for like $2-3 books, and then it'll be just hunting the higher end books later on. But there's not overly a lot of key books in that run,
Yeah.
besides ones I've already picked up so far.
Yeah.
So, but madam, what is that sculpture?
It is a sculpture.
I know it is. I said, what is it?
It's a sculpture I've been working on for a long time, and I hope to finish within the next week or so.
Oh, this is the one that you were showing last time. The different women.
It's called The Seasons, and it's an
Yeah.
allegory of the seasons. His head's off here. Let me take his head for a second. It's an allegory of the seasons. Winter is the angel on top, and
Yeah.
then spring is the woman, and then summer, and then fall is the antler guy holding everything up at the bottom here.
Okay. Yeah. So you've made a bit of progress since the last time.
I have. It's awfully painstaking because everything, because it's so small, has to be just like perfect. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's so tiny, you can't have like a lot of mistakes or whatever. So
Hmm.
I'm just trying to perfect it all. I'm just trying to get her done. You know,
And this is a private collection piece.
this is just for me, and I hope to have this made in bronze. I hope to show it at a show in Tahoe in September.
Okay.
So hopefully I can sell it. But yeah. Is the antler guy?
Scenarius.
I don't know who is Scenarius. I don't know who that is. But yeah, it is him.
Grey Man has a vast knowledge on characters and people that most people don't know.
Really, I would love to know who that character is.
So
Wonder how I can mix him into fall somehow.
It's Rudolph's long lost father, Scenarius.
So yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Rudolph. I meant Bambi.
Bambi. Poor Bambi. Poor Bambi's mom.
Good.
Debatable.
Debatable.
Venison's good whenever you can get it.
Yeah. Hey, even if it's roadkill, I guess it's still good, right?
Hmm? Maybe.
According to RFK,
Yeah.
he found a bear carcass and thought like that's good meat.
Well, since the both of you are attending Heroes and you don't collect matter, so does that mean you're just going for the hangout and the meeting of you famous YouTubers?
I'm going probably, not definitely, probably.
Oh, I thought you said you
Yeah,
were.
definitely, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to keep it, gray. um, but yeah, you're right. I don't collect comic books, so I really won't be looking for comic books. If anything, I'm going to go and cosplay a couple days.
Yeah.
And what I'm there for, honestly, is to just meet all these fantastic people from the comic book community. So,
Okay.
and they have a good time. Yeah.
It even like after last year, even with trying to just meet everyone, it takes up a lot of time. By the time you get for having a little chat with this person, then a little chat with the next person, and the next person. I will say if you're gonna be there, do the catch up at
What's
night, the dinner.
Yes. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that.
It just makes it a little bit easier because everyone is there for the same reason. Like when you're at the show, people are wanting to look at books or line up, and it's hard to have those conversations.
Right.
But at the catch up, everyone's there just to have a drink, have something to eat, and chat. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
it,
planning on that.
it's worth
I'm vaguely planning on that.
it. And just like you, I know you have no issues putting yourself out there and just chatting to everyone, so makes it a little bit easier to get that chance to speak to everyone properly,
Yeah.
because we're a unique bunch. A lot of us just sit in our corner having those conversations with the people that you know, and you don't venture out from that. So
No. As soon as I put on a cosplay, I have a different persona, and that persona is a lot more extroverted than I am.
oh, it's the main, not the main people, but like Rob, Mark,
Mhm.
they do a great job of just making everyone feel welcomed and introducing and chatting with everyone. So makes it a lot easier. Like I knew some of the people, but I didn't know everyone that I was meeting
Yeah.
last year. And it was like they'd come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm this person," or "I'm this person," and then it clicks who they are. Because it's like some people you like. Most times when I'm watching videos, I'm not actually watching. I just have the video playing and I'm listening to what's happening. So I don't know who half the people are, but I
Is
know
it
their voice and or their name when they say who they are.
is that strange then if someone comes up to you and you don't know who they are?
It is and it isn't, because you like you see names in the chat, you see names commenting and that, so you know, like you have an idea who they are, even though you don't physically know who they are in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but I'm not a person that like I will talk to anyone, but I'm not likely to go start a conversation if I'm not 100% sure who the person is.
Right.
But I'm weird like that. Like I can be in a line and I'll have a conversation with a random person in the line. But if I'm looking at you and I think you're someone and I'm not sure, I'll think twice about asking if you are that person or not.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
don't want to offend them too. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, so like Marcus, I had, we walked in to the bar and we literally just got to the bar, just ordering drinks, and out of nowhere, Marcus comes up behind me and Dave, and just starts talking to us. And then I think it was oh, it's Ben something.
Compton.
In Compton?
No, I don't think it was Compton. It was the other gentleman who was he was doing the X-Men run, and then for some reason just recently he said he was selling up and stopping. I think it Ben Parker
Ben
or
Parker, yeah.
yeah. So he was there. He come chat as well, and then Rob and Mark and DJ were there and just sat at the
Yep.
bar having drinks with
Yep.
for hours. Like,
So, you know
yeah,
what was funny is if you see Marcus's video, I was supposed to meet with Trev and a few guys last year at in the front of the con. Luckily, I lived 30 minutes from the con. I only could go last year for one day because I forgot to mark off work. I go in, and I actually was uh, greeted by Evil's Comics and what's
Evil.
it called? Marcus.
Yeah, Evil's an awesome gentleman too.
Evil's
Yes,
so fun.
yes, he is. Magic
Yeah.
Mike is amazing.
Yeah,
I just wish Trev was able to make it last year.
yeah. I heard all about Trev.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying the dinner was just you're not forced, but you're in that situation where it's easier to have those conversations with the people. Like before, I never really did live streaming as much, so unless I was on Simon or the other Simon's channel, I didn't interact with too many of the international people.
Yeah.
So, but Ben and Marcus and Brian and obviously Rob and Mark, DJ, all awesome. And there was Roscoe is awesome to have a chat to. Bubs is cool.
Yep. I didn't get to meet you last year, which pissed me off. I was only there for 1 year. I was like, damn it.
Where I obviously I was a nobody to you at that stage because I wasn't really making videos back then as much as I used to and doing what I do now. So, but I'll be back for another Heroes. So
Good.
it's the only show worth going to buy books from.
Yep.
I looked up.
Perry,
Yeah, sure he is. Whatever.
that does not surprise me at all, but I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, so I can't testify to that.
The Gray Man says that Scenarios is a Celtic
Is
god.
it-
Yeah, I looked him up. Yeah,
Is it the same
that
person?
could be him. He has to do with fertility and abundance and fruit and stuff and harvest. So, yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah, Marcus, you're the glue that keeps the community running.
Yep. Oh. What the heck is that?
It's not 2002. You sure it's not? Marcus is old
Depends on
school.
what vibration you're on, I think.
Or the horn god.
Will, do you have to work today?
No.
Lucky you.
What are you doing?
Relaxing and then getting dinner with my friend, I think.
Nice. Where are you going to dinner?
We don't know yet.
Young people don't plan out their days. You should know that, madam.
It's always nice to have something to look forward to, though, I think. You know. Circumstance. I've never seen that before. Circumstance, Marcus.
Oh, it's like shrugging.
Yeah.
I know. I see it.
Oh, Marcus, you showing your age that you still know how to do emojis before there was emojis.
How old are you, Marcus?
I think he's I think close to my age, so around 40. He's a boomer.
The baby boomer.
I think he's 52.
Not gonna know until he says it himself, and then I'll believe it.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Why not?
Well,
45. Thank you very much.
yeah, I was right. You were close to my age. I better
Well,
stop.
actually, he was close to my age. If we're saying that.
I better stop insulting him because I'm saying he's old, and then means I'm old too.
Isn't that crazy? Like the whole world ages around you, but you yourself don't even think about yourself aging as well.
Yeah. And until you get to that age where you can't get up from a chair without being sore.
Yeah.
So, but I am going to have to end this because I have work in the morning.
No.
And I still need to have a shower and actually.
No, showers are overrated.
Really? Okay, I'll go outside and I'll grab the garden hose.
Yeah, now that I would be impressed with that. Baths are better though. Do you have a bath?
I do, but I'm not jumping in a bath now. It'll be 40 minutes before I get out, and then it'll be 2 o'clock before I go to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, really, huh? I know what you mean, Gray Man.
I'm just a baby.
What did you say, Vox?
I just said, I'm just a baby.
You are
a baby, Vox.
I am, and I hate it. And I hate it.
You hate it. Enjoy it, dude. When you before you were born, I was already older than you are now.
How old are you, Vox, again right now?
12.
Yeah, How old?
30.
30.
Yeah.
That
But
means
I
like
did-
last year you were 29.
But Stephanie, I did get good news.
What?
I'm gonna be an uncle.
Are you? That's congratulations.
What the heck is
you're gonna,
that?
You're gonna be a great uncle.
So Marcus, why does that look like Braille?
It says you.
But it looks like Braille. It says you suck.
You suck.
It looks weird when you pull it up on full screen. 12. Thanks, Perry. Thank you.
Yeah, you're about over the hill now, Will.
That's right. Yeah, you're not a baby anymore. You're a teenager.
I'm a grandpa. Thanks, Zarz.
Please, Marcus, tell me you didn't sit there typing in fucking dots to write.
If he did, I'll give him
to
credit.
show. Yeah.
If he did, that's dedication.
What's
No,
the
you
point?
don't,
I think
Perry.
I'm 32, but I look 22.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, I feel like I'm like 25.
That's good stuff.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
Thanks so
I
much.
will end it there, but thank you to
Zarz.
everyone who jumped on. Thank you to everyone in the chat for sticking around and keeping us company.
Yeah.
Have a great day for all you Americans. I will be going to bed, and I'll be back next Thursday. Enjoy.
That'd be awesome. Bye.
bye, everybody.
Where is this thing? Let's do this.